Cool. So today's going to be a visual representation type day on the paper trades because it won't let me log in or at least stay in my account on my computer. But I'll use my phone, so it's okay. Just did not forget to get in my shit. Today's a Fed meeting, and this is something I was using even yesterday. So I'll explain it to you, and it might be confusing, but it's really helping me, so I'm gonna use it again today. But as we approach a bull market, oftentimes it's difficult for us to look at the market and just like expect it to just keep running higher and higher and higher. But in a VIX market, when the market's going down, you can see it just completely dump to like crazy levels. So right now, 936 wise, pretty crazy trend going on here. See things taking place. So doing those things, but 936 isn't going to serve us until we actually like get into some 936 levels. So this is our Tokyo highs and all that. So there's nothing we can do with it. But on the other side of things, this is the New York session, slowly trending and climbing. But what's been helping me is inverting this chart. So go to the bottom right hand corner, invert the scale, and then that'll push the chart upside down. And we're used to looking at the market like this often. Me, in some cases, because it's basically the retracement that we're normally taking, where we wait for the market to drop and then we can take a retracement, or if it just keeps falling, quote unquote, we would have to do the opposite. So, like if it's going down, we'd buy and sell. But you can see all the areas that it normally would use, like a 1, 2, 3, for example. And you can see that taking place. And then if it breaks under and holds, then you can go for buys, expecting like deeper push. But the bull market's essentially what we trade all the time, just upside down. So if we can use the same strategies we're used to using, flip the chart, it's basically like the same shit that we usually trade, and we can get our entries off of it. So I'll show you guys what I mean, and it might be a bit confusing, but if you can at least pay attention to the color of the entries. So for example, right now, right, market's going down. So that would be a buy position because it's inverted, right? Meaning that we would make money as it goes down. It's just an invert. So from that perspective, you can see how it will respect everything as usual. So you'll be able to see like the trend lines here. If it breaks, then it'll break a little faster, go to these levels. If it doesn't break, it'll try to hold under and keep pushing lower. So all those things take place. Here we go. Is this market open? Yeah, it is. All right. So here's a fast trend line for the open. Fell back under. We don't want to see it go back above it, of course, and then we need it to break those highs. So if it does, then it pushes through. So this is it's kind of like a VIX market again, just upside down, right? So oftentimes if the VIX is going up, we're just spilling. And right now, technically, the VIX is going down very aggressively, so we're just getting the opposite kinds of reactions. Cool. So that's a break towards the downside, which is looking a lot better. We'll see if it holds properly. We'll be able to go to some sell side trades if we do. No, it doesn't. That shit nice and running. Well, trying to run at least. So we'll see if it keeps grinding on this. And if it does, then we can keep pushing for more buy side trades. The positions are inverted. If you go to the right hand corner of your screen, press this invert scale. It'll show your chart upside down. The reason it's inverted is because, like I said, we're just used to trading the VIX markets where you get like large dumps. So if you just invert the scale, you don't have to like wrap your head around a market that just keeps blasting higher. Because usually, if you think about it, you always wonder, oh shit, it could always come back down, this and that. But it's just a flip side. Feels better in my brain, so I like to look at it this way. So looking at it like this, again, it looks like markets like dumping. The brain wraps around it pretty nicely in that spectrum. If we change it back to looking like this, sometimes that is a bit mind-boggling to think about the market just keep running higher and higher and higher. So that upside down thing helps a lot. I don't know if you guys see it the same way, but that's just how my brain looks at it. So kind of fits. We don't want it to break a full candle under this with a close. So if we ever get that break under there with a close, then we can close out the position. You can always lock in profits as you see it. Because again, we're just grinding into highs. So if we look at the higher time frame right now, there's nothing, no levels to help us. So we're literally pushing into no man's land right now. It's a good way to manage it, just following those fast trends and letting it creep if you absolutely have to watch it, you know. So we're up about almost a band, getting close to it. And we're breaking away from these areas, but it's difficult to keep seeing the runs. That's a band for us right now. Eventually, we're going to have to cross this line again. So let's lock in a band, put in the stop loss in at least to trail it in. If it stops us out, we'll make 800 bucks, but we can always get re-entry, you know. I'm going to invert this chart again. All right, there it is. It just stopped us out. Let's put a small fib on here for the moment from this first string. I think this will help us experience where the next buy opportunity will be. If we keep creeping this trend, then we can see maybe fair value or a 78 level. I'll switch it back to normal. That way it doesn't look crazy for everybody once we get an entry on something. But for now, we're using this for the analytics purpose. Oh, we got that going on. If we get a strong claim of this trend line, I'm down to get into sells. But if we don't, then I'm going to have to let more data accumulate and then we'll see what the chart can give us. But a strong claim would be something that would push above this yellow portion here. I don't want to anticipate it because I mean, we can just use this and then dump straight back down or pop up technically because it's inverted. But hey, I mean, that's a nice candle. Didn't really give us the rejection or anything though. But I'm going to go for onesie on the sell side. It can easily push back down. We're still under the trend line. But ideally, we'd like to get to that 78 level. So as long as we hold this yellow level here and the trend, we can continue selling off. Otherwise, it'll come back down for this green discount here, and we should get out. So I'll say 0.64 stops. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that was a quick one. So we had the opportunity for the run and to keep it, but notice that they did not try to keep pushing towards that 78. It's actually a very strong quote unquote rejection or buy order. So we're back on the buy sides now. That fast trend line is done for. We got the 50% here. So technically, this would be like a new price and can push us to new highs. But if it's not enough, then we'll keep basing here. And this will be the consolidation to play with this midpoint. And then eventually we'll get a play on our hands that will give us that decision of if we're actually pushing for that new high or are we going to make it to that 78 level. It's looking very sellable right now at the lower part of the flag and everything, but we're in a very bullish market. So I'll put one on it. If we hold this level and actually hold a trend like this, or at least recover a trend like this, then I'll add more. If not, we're just going to keep pushing for these highs. Looking cool. I'll try to go for another. All right. I don't know if this breaks out here, but if it does, I'm going for the 78 level. That would be nice. If it doesn't, then obviously if it breaks our trend line here, you're going to want to get out of those positions because we're in an all-time high market. So obviously buys are ripping through everything. If we close down here, it's going to make the trade ugly. All right, cool. I'm going to stop loss under the wick of wherever this candle finishes and then just let the trade play out. I didn't even finish, but I put it down. It's probably going to grab me and run, but I'll leave it there at 21,074. So it broke the fast trend. Didn't actually break out the flag, unfortunately, but it almost could put buys back on the map for us because it failed to go up or down, technically. This is where we'll be able to get our entries if we correct this fast trend. Then we can go for the buys trying to catch this breakout. Otherwise, it just looks like it's making like an inside trend. And then that'll turn into a double bottom, and then we'll get back up here and then start climbing back. The corrections can be heavy here, so be careful. Don't know if we continue. I wish I could move the market for us, but again, there's no levels down there, so just kind of got to let it do what it's supposed to do. If it comes back above that red line, then we're going to have to get out. If not, it keeps running. Maybe we can throw some of these on, give us a perspective of where it could turn around. So we have these two levels here, Fibonacci wise. So in markets like these, it's best to just take the money as you see it and then wait for your next best setups. Later when the day finishes, you're gonna notice and be like, oh fuck, dude, I could have just pressed buy and held it all day. But realistically speaking, like you see what it looks like right now. If you would have pressed buy and it would have done any of these corrections, would have taken your account. Like, so just be real with yourself and be accountable, bro. You're not here to get lucky. You're here to take trades that you know how to take. You know what I mean? So it's not a press a buy button, leave it for the rest of the day. It's like, why'd you get in and why are you getting out? All right, so another correction is going to come through here. I'll sell stops on this red line. Hopefully it doesn't faster break away to getting towards the Fibonacci level before this correction. But if not, it'll definitely come to stop us out, but at least we keep the money safe. I'm up crazy on my account though. Let's go. These are some good trades though. We out here sliding through this fucking market, managing it like we really do this. If we get this to rush back above our fast trend there, might get the nice breakout. Stop loss is gonna be moved up to this candle body here. That way we lock in some good gains. If it gives us a correction and run, then cool. It blesses us with a trade. If we get a rejection and stop out, it gives us an opportunity to just find another opportunity to get in. And that's okay. All right, so there's our stop out. Could still correct from here, but it's all good. I'll take what I can get as we continue to creep. There's probably plenty of plays left in the market for us to keep inching this. So I'm flipping my screen back to the inverted spot. So it is upside down. I'll try the buys here. It's technically still on the trend. It hasn't broken yet. But if I do one contract and if we break through, then I could potentially add more. So still risky. Only doing it because we got profit. So be careful with the pops. Ideally, we'd want to see the fast trend the same way we've been using it, right? It needs to hold it and actually like push with some momentum.
Got it to buy and I went to move my stop loss all the way up there and it stopped $65 and I went to go move it again. That's just like it's like
All right, so now we should push into new highs again. If not, then stop me out. You see the 1, 2, 3 trend line? That was supposed to give us the run to the highs. I mean, sorry, the drops to the lows. But now technically we're under it again. So if they don't correct it, we should gap away from here. Doesn't look too great to be adding 2 to 3 contracts right now into the highs of this. Because if they don't let it go down, it'll pop really high really fast. And we don't really want that experience. So here it is taking place. I'll take the small loss on it. Well, $10. Still not the greatest, but if we can catch a run above the line, then we can add more as it pushes. The only reason I like the sell side more is because like we failed this. So it's kind of like quote unquote double bottom or double top in this sense. So if we can actually get candles to push strong and close here, then we can see it go back to fair value. So again, we're just trading momentum. So that's why the positions are flopping from oh buys to oh sells. So we have to, just roll with the punches. But it's good for us because it's stroking the brain the right way. See how philosophies change and what data gives us. It's looking fire, but can it hold it for the whole longevity? Remember, we're still in a bull market, so all these fucking runs or drops technically are short-lived. So we're gonna take the money as we see it, but a new discount would be nice, which means back into the orange area here. If we can get the orange area, then pretty solid trade. But if it does cut the trend line, then might as well just get out for what you can. You guys fucking with this trading style or just watching it too flip floppy for you? That's another band on the map. Let's get to that orange area. All right, stop loss is going below this wick here. I don't want to experience another drop because then that shows that the sell pressure is not really fucking with us anymore. To just give you a perspective, let's change the invert scale so you can see why and how it's dropping. Deeper discount there. Big reaction back into this trend, back to the 78. This could be a new breakout for the highs here. A nice break above 78 and the parabolic trend line took place. They definitely expanded this trend on us. So you can see they used the 78 of this trend a few times here where we didn't have it expanded to like have that data. So this would have been fire for shorts instead of think where we participated on the fast trend, which was here. Then it took off on us for a second, swapped over. 78 is being held, trend lines on the map, but a new high has already been achieved. So we would have wanted our entries, obviously, like along the trend line and near the 78 to be sitting on like the most safest position in case it gets like pushed down at all. If you buy into the highs, it's difficult to see if it's going higher or lower. But if it continues to respect things, then you can see what we get into. I'm gonna do the inverted scale again because we're back in the highs. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully touching some bread. Took some really good trades and fast trend lines, but I don't want to lose the recording and let my computer die. So I'll get this shit downloaded. Appreciate y'all though. I know I got some Zooms with some of y'all who use the link. Um for yeah, the Zoom schedules. So I'll be there for those and looking forward to them. So and I'll keep you guys updated with some of the education stuff that's moving. And then we got Mastermind taking place in December. So a lot of good things. And then politics wise, we got a lot to talk about, but we still have to wait for today to confirm some things for us. And then we can get busy on some economic spectrums and seeing if we can anticipate some really good moves, whether that's with options and futures. So a lot of good things to come. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the live trading stuff. It's pretty chill. I'll be back on here tomorrow.